Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson, and we're studying the Psalms by other hymn writers other than David, Asaph, and Anonymous. And we're looking at the Psalms by the sons of Korah. There are 11. And we are looking at Psalm 45 today. So the first two songs we looked at were wisdom songs. One was about personal distress, but also the author, the composer, was calming himself as he remembered God's goodness. The second psalm, we didn't achieve that place of calm at all. Probably written on the eve of the destruction of Jerusalem, and it just there is a it's almost a it's almost a protest song. Why won't you save us? But there is that commitment. You are my king, oh God. It's in the psalm that even though I have to face this, I will not reject you. Psalm 45 is a different song altogether because song 45 is a wedding song. That's exactly what it is. For the choir director, according to the Shoshanim, which that's the tune, and Shoshanim is plural. Usually, when you have an im at the end or an ot, it's a plural. And Shoshanim means lilies. According to the tune "Lilies," a maskil of the sons of Korah, a song of love. It's a love song, and it is a wedding song, and it's a wedding song for the king, and we're not sure which king. David had so many wives and had a bunch of wives before he even assumed the throne. He had already been anointed king. Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. We don't know that all the other kings were so steeped in polygamy. But this is a wedding song for the king. And so we're going to read 17 verses and such a beautiful song. I don't know why we don't know it better. So let's read it. My heart overflows with a good theme. I address my verses to the king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. You are fairer than the sons of men. Grace is poured upon your lips. Therefore God has blessed you forever. Gird your sword on your thigh, O mighty one, in splendor and in majesty. And in your majesty ride on victoriously. For the cause of truth and meekness and righteousness, let your right hand teach you awesome things. Your arrows are sharp, and peoples fall under you. Your arrows are in the heart of the king's enemies. Your throne, O God, is forever and ever. A scepter of uprightness is the scepter of your kingdom. You have loved righteousness and hated wickedness. Therefore, O God, your God, has anointed you. Therefore, God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of joy above your fellows. All your garments are fragrant with the myrrh and aloes and cassia. Out of ivory palaces, stringed instruments have made you glad. Kings' daughters are among your noble ladies. At your right hand stands the Queen of Gold from Ophir. Listen, O daughter, give attention and incline your ear. Forget your people and your father's house. Then the king will desire your beauty because he is your Lord. Bow down to him. And the daughter of Tyre will come with a gift. The rich among the people will entreat your favor. The king's daughter is all glorious within. Her clothing is interwoven with gold. She will be led to the king in embroidered work. The virgins, her companions who follow her, will be brought to you. They will be led forth with gladness and rejoicing. They will enter into the king's palace. In the palace of your fathers will be your sons, and you shall make them princes in all the earth. I will cause your name to be remembered in all generations. Therefore, the people will give you thanks forever and ever. Okay, clearly a wedding song, but it's also a song of praise to God because the marriage of the king and the offspring of sons that come from the union of the king and his bride, that's part of God's promise, God's covenant that is made with all humanity, the covenant that God made with David back in 2 Samuel chapter 6, that his throne would be eternal. and the Messiah himself will be a descendant of David, and he will sit on the eternal throne. And so when you're singing to the King of Judah, you're singing about this covenant and the continuance of this covenant. And so there is a messianic element throughout. And I hope that you've seen this. This is just an opposite song from the song we had yesterday. This is evidently a good king, a king God has blessed, maybe a Hezekiah, a Joash, a Josiah, a Jehoshaphat. I don't know. Um, I think it's funny, you know. I will cause your name to be remembered in all generations, and yet we don't know what king this is. Um, but anyway, the message is clear. This is a joyous day for all the kingdom. And since the sons of Korah, are the chorus singers in the chorus, they have been given the commission to write a special song for the occasion. And so, as we often do in literature, we have the writer talking about his pen, his tongue, and offering a blessing to the couple, to the king himself. And then we have the king's own victories in verses 3 through 5. That's why this must be a successful king, and a king that led troops. I don't know that Hezekiah ever did that. Um, but anyway, and then we have the mention of the covenant, verses 6 through 9. And so we have praise of God for making that covenant, but also praise for the king for keeping that for keeping that covenant. And we also have the king then emerging to receive the bride in verses 8 and 9. And we have those lines that are in the song Ivory Palaces, out of the ivory palaces. And that's a messianic song because it's talking about the sacrifice of Jesus. But the writer of that hymn took verses 8 and 9 basically to be the structure of that song. And so that we have the king emerging out of ivory palaces. We have then we have the bride addressed, and the bride is royal because she's a daughter of a king as well. She is a king's daughter marrying a king. I don't think she is the daughter of the king of Tyre. We know a queen who was the daughter of the king of Tyre. Her name is Jezebel. The daughter of the king of Tyre will bring a gift. I don't think Jezebel is the daughter of the king of Tyre imagined in this psalm. But the point is not that foreign dignitaries will bring gifts, and the daughter of the king of Tyre will bring a wedding gift to the bride, and she will and her virgin attendants, her bridesmaids, they're going to come before the king and let all of this happen with gladness, rejoicing, and then they will enter the king's palace. And then there is the blessing of sons in verse 16. Okay. This is just a self-explanatory psalm. I mean, it just is. It is a wedding song celebrating the wedding of the king to to a woman of royal birth. But it is a thanksgiving to God that this covenant is being kept, that the king is getting married, that there are going to be sons, and that one day this line will produce the eternal king. And that just is, between every line that's written in this song is the knowledge of and the celebration of that covenant. Okay, Psalm 46, one of our favorites by the sons of Korah. We'll talk about that next time. Thank you for joining me for 5 good minutes with the Word.